Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here, and welcome back to another video. To start off this week's weekly vlog, I have some clips from my experience doing a demo of Copic acrylic markers at the Opus brand art shops here in Vancouver. Now, this was a super cool opportunity that came about because Copic reached out to send me a PR package of these new acrylic pens and followed up later when they realized they wanted to do some demos in my geographical area. Of course, I said yes. Copic is a brand that I have admired and loved ever since I was a teenager, and in some ways it feels like a bit of a full circle moment for me here in my full-time career. So I set up shop in the Opus in downtown Vancouver, had my own little booth with all the cute little printouts and information, and I am so grateful that Hannah, the social media manager for Opus, took all of this wonderful footage for me because I totally spaced on recording any myself. It was too busy while I was there, but this was day one and I was doing 2 days, so take it away past Tuna to explain how everything went. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, Tuna here, so it's the next day from the last clips, and today I am going to the other Opus location to redo exactly what I did yesterday, and by redo, I mean literally redo. I didn't get a chance to really talk to you guys at all yesterday. I ended up being quite busy after the event, and the event went by so quickly. I was working for 2 hours, and there were people at my station for the entire 2 hours, and it was actually so fun because what ended up happening was people were drawing alongside me, and we were chatting about the product, but also just kind of chatting in general. There were a few people who are like from my fan base who were there, but then there was some complete strangers and like some middle-aged women and all that jazz. But it was really a delightful experience, and I don't really know necessarily what Copic was looking to get out of it. Like, I don't think it was about generating a ton of sales. It was more about getting the product name out there and allowing people an opportunity to play with them when they haven't been able to use them before. And yeah, I basically over-prepared like nobody's business. So let me show you what it was that I did in preparation for the event. So the first thing that I did was I created 3 illustrations for them to use as promotional images. Hi, Flapjack! And how that actually turned out for me was like a chance to get to know the medium a little bit better and combine it with the Copic alcohol-based markers. So I did that, and then I created a 4th illustration that I did a sketch of in my sketchbook, and then I made a digital sketch on my computer, which I then printed onto printer paper, colored with Copic markers, and finished with the Copic acrylic line art. But here's my like iteration process for I did do a digital color sketch, so I had a sense of what colors I wanted to use, but this was the first one, and then I'm like using the black, and I'm like, oh, it looks too harsh, and then this was the second one, which is a little bit closer to what I was going for. And then I used these 2 to do the 3rd one, which I actually left at Opus yesterday, so I'm gonna have to call them and see if they found it. But this, I was smart. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a digital scan of the Copic without the line work because I figured it would take too long to like do the Copic marker coloring and the Copic acrylic on site, and I was totally right. It took me 2 hours just to ink this thing. So yeah, this is a printout edition, and it looks fantastic, frankly, of the Copic marker sketch that I did, and I had one of these yesterday, and I have one of these today, so I'm gonna go back and do the line art again with the Copic acrylic on this one. And yeah, I don't know if they're happy with my performance. I'm trying to be my chipper social media personality self and obviously represent the brand well and try to generate interest in the product. But it's really nice to be under no particular obligation to perform. I don't do a lot of like influencer marketing because I feel that there is always that transaction that's there where it's like, I know I can't guarantee any sort of result from a promotion or whatever it might be for a brand that wants to collaborate. So as long as the collaboration is viewed as like, you are paying me for my time to show up and perform a task, I don't feel so bad about it. So yeah, I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to do these demos. I love getting in front of the public, and I love teaching, actually. Maybe that's why the YouTube channel thing works so well for me. I'm feeling a little bit tired, but not too bad. Gonna go out there, gonna probably have another 2 hours zoom by, and if anything wild happens, I will let you know. All right, let me take you through something that I've been doing for the last couple of days. Took up pretty much 2 entire days planning my Patreon rewards for March 2025. Now, if you're not familiar, every single month I release a set of themed rewards. Usually it's a sticker sheet paired with a print, a single sticker, and one extra item, though that does sort of change from month to month depending on my interest. And I wanted to talk to you about my process of coming up with ideas, because I've definitely had people ask about that before. So the first phase of coming up with a concept is to come up with the theme for the month. So for this month, I'm doing Gamer Ghoul. And every month I put on my Patreon a poll for folks to vote. Usually it's between 2 and 4 ideas. The other one was like a fairy themed, fairies and flowers. And the way that I come up with ideas is I usually try to take one idea, so say ghouls, and another idea, gamers, and put them together to make something fresh. It's the most basic way to kind of come up with something that's a little bit more elevated than just saying, I'm going to do a gamer theme. And also, I've been running the sticker club for a super long time now, over 7 years, so it keeps it more varied for me to not repeat ideas if I have ideas that are a little bit more niched down from something kind of basic. Once the theme has been decided upon, I kind of go about idea generating in 2 ways. The first is obviously doing research online or in books to see how other people have approached a similar theme, half trying to steal the good ideas and half trying to decide what is too generic and stuff that I might want to avoid. And the other thing that I do is I actually talk to Mark, my partner in crime, to go through ideas. So the character in the top right corner with the 1-up brain was his idea, the extra life kind of zombie thing. He came up with that, and that sort of set the tone for the rest of the theme. I ended up doing Samara coming out of a TV holding a game controller, which evolved into her coming out of the arcade machine. And kind of once I had that, I was like, okay, love this. This is the direction that we're going in. And what I will do is sit down with my sketchbook with a pen and just start jotting down ideas. Sometimes they're like text-based ideas, and sometimes they're really, really loose, ugly sketches. And the idea is to get as many ideas as I possibly can. So I want to have a surplus so I can pick and choose the best and the worst. And I want to try and sketch them out as quickly as possible. Like, I don't want to edit at this point. Like, I can sketch it out and then edit later. And 2 of the things that I'm focusing on when I'm coming up with these ideas are how they reflect the concept and the value of it to the consumer. So like, if it's a sticker, like, why would this person want to get this as a sticker? With the sticker sheets, it's a little bit looser. I do try and have a mix of large, medium, and small stickers, as you can see here. So like Samara is large, and then the goo streaks are small. And I think it makes it more interesting for people to use the stickers in multiple applications, and it allows me to kind of design the sticker sheet holistically, because I want the sticker sheet to look good on its own, especially like a lot of people don't actually like to unstick their stickers, so they can keep it as a little print if they want. Okay, let's move into the next piece here. So this one is one of the rewards. It's going to be a mini emote sticker set, and I use the character from the sticker sheet to do the emotes. And this is like the gamer theme, so I was thinking, okay, what kinds of products outside of like just basic sticker sheet and print would kind of reflect gamer culture? And the Twitch emote set came to my mind, and then I thought, well, how can I turn that into a physical reward? Let's do planner stickers. So I ended up doing 6, I think, emote designs, and you don't see the final product. You can see it at the end of the video, so watch the end of the video. But I thought that was like a clever way to iterate on the theme. And I'll talk about color here. So I always try and do a really limited color palette for all of these reward sets. I think it keeps the theme really cohesive, and it sets each month apart from one another. And obviously for this month, I just did lime green and grayscale, which was really, really fun. I threw in a little bit of red and yellow for these emotes and stuff, just kind of because it was necessary in this particular context, but keeping the palette as limited as possible kind of makes for a more interesting final product, and makes, again, all of the pieces really cohesive across the theme. And then it like kind of takes away some of the thinking, because one of the things I used to do with these themes was, not only did I not draw them all at once, that's one thing that I now almost always do, work on them as a set within 1 week, but I used to not have all of the rewards like super cohesive. I used to hate that word in art college, but now I understand why people use it all the time. I think defining your color palette from the absolute get-go really just helps to make the rest of the process a lot easier. This is the last piece that I'm working on. This is a print. As you can see, I sometimes will trace like stock images. I don't mean to start a debate, but like, cut your corners. It's gonna look nothing like the source image, so it's not hurting anybody. And I do know how to draw people, but maybe not from this particular angle, so it saves me the trouble of breaking it all down. You are allowed to trace references as long as they deviate greatly from the source. I'm giving you permission. But this was the final piece that I did in this collection. I really liked the concept of this character, Samara, coming out of the arcade machine, and I really struggle with prints. They're always the hardest part of the theme for me to come up with, because I just don't feel like my art is like super printy because it's so graphic. But yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit spooky. That's one of the things that I love about working with these Patreon themes, is that there's a lot of trust between me and my Patreon audience, and I think that like I want to give them the best possible product that I possibly can, and then in exchange I think they give me the freedom to really be creative. So yeah, that's like something that I'm really grateful for. And obligatory plug, if you are interested in any of these rewards, there's the print, the really brief text-based one that you saw will be a glow-in-the-dark sticker or patch. I gotta run the numbers first. The emote set, which is a sticker sheet, and you can get the digital download for the emotes to use for personal use in your own Discords or your own streams, just as long as I'm credited. And then the sticker sheet, if you are interested in supporting the channel and grabbing those rewards, you can do so at the link below. It is exclusive through March, and I don't sell my sticker sheets online aside from once a year in the holiday season and in my secret shop that is also patron exclusive. So do consider supporting me over there if you enjoy what I do. But yeah, if you also have any questions about this, like it can be sometimes difficult to talk through process, but I'm super happy to answer any questions that you might have about coming up with ideas and getting these sort of series on lock. This is one piece of advice that I received from a friend many years ago, was to do these series to take the mental load of having to come up with like so many new ideas, because when you say I'm going to do a series on Gamer Ghoul, you're actually creating a smaller box for yourself, and that is where creativity can blossom, is within constraint. So if you're struggling to always come up with new ideas, like come up with a theme, do a series for 1 month, say I'm going to do a whole bunch of pieces all based around X or Y, and see how it feels. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, because I love answering them. Just stepped out of the market. I'm gonna talk kind of quietly. Hopefully it'll sound okay. Pretty much the same as it always is. Different vendors, because I know that the table spaces are very expensive at this event, because I applied to it. Long story short, I withdrew my application because tomorrow I'm gonna be busy. My friends are getting married, so I couldn't do the 2-day show. Really packed, as you could see. Kind of a wide range of stuff, but because they let in so many vendors that are selling, like reselling stuff, it's hard to tell who is selling their own products versus who bought it on AliExpress and is selling it for a markup, which isn't generally something that I like to support, but only when it's being presented as something original. Anyway, I'm glad that I went. I did grab one book, so I will show you that when I get back. Unfortunately, I did not find anything as a wedding gift for my friends tomorrow. I was kind of hoping I would find something, but wasn't meant to be. One of the nice things about this market is that there's a lot of food, and it's a lot of like local bakeries, cafes, stuff like that are like setting up little booths and kiosks where you can get something to eat inside. But I'm not in the mood to stand in the line, and I'm not that hungry. So I think next I will go to the mall nearby, because I'm already downtown, kill some time, maybe find a dress for tomorrow, kind of hoping, maybe, we'll see, and just enjoy the rest of a day that is sunny and not raining and not too cold. back to the apartment, everyone. I have taken care of a very large bowl of ramen. I am in my comfy clothes and I am ready to debrief you about what you missed today. Honestly, a bit of a letdown, all things considered. I found that the market was just a little bit too busy for me to really take a good look at everything, but I am glad I went, and I think for $5 like entry fee, that's pretty reasonable for the access to the food that is very limited and brought in from all around the city. And then they do some like cultural presentation, dance, drumming type stuff as well, so you're kind of paying for that. Fair enough. There is always one booth there that I look forward to, and that is the Japanese book import booth. And that was one thing that I picked up, was just on spec this art book, and I did do a quick Google just to see what the contents were because the book was plastic wrapped, and I thought, okay, looks good, let's give it a try, and I'm so glad that I did. So the illustrator of which this is their art book is called Peppermint 310 over on X, and their style is just to die for. Like super cute, like pastels, all these wonderful designs, cute girls, all my favorite things. And it's actually very inspiring. This is one of the best art books that I bought sight unseen. And I don't know if this is not the greatest print situation, but I don't know if you've noticed my art, if you've been following my stuff for a long time. I've been trying to kind of develop this like cute girl look. I'm trying to like pick my own cute girl look so that I can be known for girls that look a specific way. I'm very fond of people who build a brand around that, but I'm also very fond of people like Kathy Lamb, who does the Dawn and Crow stuff on Instagram, like these like really weird cats, and this is just a zine with a bunch of cats sitting on fancy chairs. I'm also obsessed with that, so you know, I don't know, I can't pick a lane, but this book is right up my alley for the type of stuff that I am trying to push my art towards. I find that when I have a sense of direction of somewhere to go rather than any satisfaction in where I am, that's what keeps me the most excited about making art. And it made me feel like it wasn't a waste of time to go to the market because I bought something. Now, I won't bore you too much with my fashion shopping habit stuff, but I know my demographic, and I think some of you are interested in clothes just like I am. I was so bummed that that red dress was just like not fitting me in the top shelf area, and I'm just like, I've done bringing my clothes to tailors before, and it just ends up being so expensive when the dress isn't really that expensive in the first place. So sadly, I did not come home with a new dress, but I did drop into Winners where I found a cute little pair of heels. I am generally not a heels person. I've got like one pair of heels that I wear very occasionally. Everything else is flats and platforms. I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'8", and I have platforms that are up to 4 inches. I do love extra height, but I don't love the sloping foot situation, but I tried these on. They're Anne Klein iFlex, and they must be some sort of like high comfort sort of brand because they're super comfortable. I have absolutely nothing like them, so I didn't feel bad adding them to my collection. And hopefully I can pair them with something from my closet for the wedding tomorrow, because it's a very low-key wedding ceremony, just like very close friends and family. So there's no need to really go all out. I'll just shop my closet, which I'd love to show you sometime. Leave a comment if you would like any sort of non-art related clothing tour, or like people ask about my tattoos a lot. If you want some self-indulgent aesthetic vibes, let me know. But anyway, I feel like this was a very this is my week style vlog because this has been my week. Thank you so much for joining me here for another video on the channel. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you're feeling extra pretty, go on ahead to patreon.com, hello Flapjack, where you can support the channel directly for as little as $1 a month. For $1, you get all kinds of interesting things like behind the scenes content, access to my Discord, my secret shop. Sometimes I have bonus videos, always a good podcast or two, and digital downloads when I have the time to make them. If you have a few more coins to spare at the $10 or $25 tiers, I offer mailable rewards delivered right to your door every single month. This month, as you saw, we are doing gamer goals, so if you like those rewards, please hop over to Patreon, consider signing up at the $10 tier for the sticker sheet or the $25 tier for the whole package. I can't believe that it's already been 7.5 years of running my Patreon, and I am so grateful for everybody who has, some of of you have been there since day one, but for everybody who's been coming and going over the years, appreciating a little bit or a lot, you guys are freaking amazing, and you are what allow me to buy an art book that I don't really need when I go to a local market. Not to mention helping me pay my rent and expenses to live a life as a full-time artist. Honestly, I owe it all to you guys, so thank you so much. Please consider popping over there and throwing a little bit of support my way. I would really appreciate it. Stay sparkly, everyone. Don't let the cruel world dull your shine, and I will see you next time. Bye.